Rick, in this stretch of play from Jarris, where he's had a lot of more productive games, have you seen anything about his demeanor or confidence change? I know that's been a meaningful part for him of when things are and aren't going well for him.
He's always been a confident kid. This has just offered a rare opportunity for some young guys to step into some primetime positions and play really high-level, meaningful minutes and feel what it's like and adapt and do well.
We were talking to you last year about how you like to take a full season approach of strategizing minutes for players. Pascal's minutes per game are actually up from last year. A couple guys are like that. Is that something that you're monitoring or is of any concern to you, or is that just how it's been with injuries, the situation you guys have had this year?
We're monitoring everything.
You've talked a lot about Furphy, particularly his growth on defense. I mean, what are kind of the more specific areas that stood out to you in terms of what's made him better? He's always been a guy who's been a little bit physical. How have you seen him sort of grow and how he handles a matchup?
Well, he studies hard. The scouting film and scouting materials. He's a tough-minded kid that has a good feel for having friction without committing fouls, and that's what we want. We want to have legal defensive friction. We want to be a physical defensive team, but without being willy-nilly and marching people to the line 50 times. That's death. You can't function well doing that. So he's tough-minded. He's physically tough. He's put on a lot of strength. And he's made a lot of improvements in a lot of areas, and so the opportunity that he's getting is important.
Where have you seen, I guess, growth off the ball as well? I mean, that's obviously something the guys got to learn at this level. How important that is. How have you seen him?
He just, he's caught on to how we play when we play fast and random. He understands his job in our system. He's a guy that crashes the boards well. He's got a real knack for it. It's rare to find guys that are good crashers that can also get back, and so he does that well. So that also makes him unique. And look, he's young. He's second year. He's every day there's signs of growth.
The trade deadline's in less than a week. Do you have any sort of expectation for activity for you guys?
No, I say the same thing every year. I don't expect anything to happen.
Ask about Hugh. You talked about him being a pro. How did he kind of establish that from the beginning? It seems like he's fit in with you guys well from the time you guys got hold 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the energy he brings on a daily basis and the positive attitude that he has on a daily basis, no matter his role in this team, is unmatched. Lights up the room as soon as he walks into it, brings the energy when we need it, and even if we don't need it, he brings the energy. And whether he's playing or not playing, he's the same guy, and that's a consummate professional. And I have so much love and respect for him.
When did you first get a sense that he had, basically the one that he had no fear about this, basically just a two-way guy?
First minute I met him.
Yeah.
I mean,
tell me more, I guess.
I mean, just the way he plays. Like you said, he fears nothing when he's playing out there and got our backs, and we certainly have his. But from the moment he stepped on the floor, you could tell, he belongs in the NBA, and just happy for the opportunity that he's getting.
How have you seen Furphy grow in this position that he's been starting a lot more? How have you seen him grow on both ends? What is the opportunity to start doing for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting him more comfortable. The more minutes he's playing, established role, he's becoming more comfortable throughout our offense and defensively. I think he's an extremely underrated defender, especially on ball. And the more comfortable he gets, the better he's playing, and that obviously really helps us.
What makes him good on defense, and where has he gotten better? I mean, he's getting tougher assignments. He's guarding starters now. How have you seen him kind of incorporate the experience and make himself better game to game?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just takes on the challenge. Guarding the other team's best player, and does it at a high level. Like I said, he's a really underrated defender, especially on the ball, and he's getting better off the ball as well, defending. So, it's exciting to see his growth, and just excited to see him continue to become become a better player.
Down 14, 7 minutes to play. It was kind of reminiscent of last year's Pacers. What did you notice from the close to the game? What stood out to you?
We, like you said, it was a lot of signs from last year of just playing to the final buzzer and just kind of chipping away one possession at a time, and credit the group that was in there that kind of went in and changed the game for us.
Great credit to the crowd. Have you noticed at all this season how throughout the numbers have still been about the same, and the enthusiasm, despite the record, has still been there? And how's that helped?
I mean, we've got the best fans. I could go on and on. The support they've shown, especially in a tough year so far, is unmatched. You're not getting that anywhere else. I know that. Got so much love and respect for our fans, and they continue to show support, and we got to go out there and make them proud.
Historically, teams with poor records don't have all-stars. Do you think records should be accounted in for individual performance like that? And this is a Pascal question. What would his all-star case be to you?
I don't know, but I know Pascal's an all-star. That's for certain. Without him, I think we would probably have one win, and that just says a lot about Pascal, him going out there and giving it his all every game. Doesn't miss games, and I wish Jay Huff would leave. But there's no doubt in my mind, and any doubt in anyone's mind here, that Pascal Siakam is an all-star. He's for sure an all-star.
Jake for this question.
Agreed. Pascal for All-Star.
All right.
Are we done? Thanks.
Thanks, Jake. You good? Johnny, Rick's talked a lot about your defense, your growth on that end. I mean, where have you tried to get better there? Where do you think you have gotten better as a defensive player this year?
Yeah, I think obviously it's such a important part of the game, and I think every game I think I'm just learning more and more about how to kind of contain guys, but I think I'm just scratching the surface of where I can be as a defender. As I said, I'm learning a lot, learning how to use my body against bigger, stronger guys. But I think I'm seeing improvement.
I think the way Rick put it, he said you're good at creating friction without, causing fouls, basically, without getting causing fouls. What's been the secret to you for that? I guess, or how have you tried to do that, and how do you think you've been successful?
I think it's something I've always been used to doing. I've always kind of been smaller on the lighter side compared to guys I've been up against. So I think it's just a combination of years of just learning how to play against big guys and kind of using little tricks and whatnot to stay in front of guys. That's pretty much it.
Since you've been guarding starters, I think we talked about this maybe a month ago or something like that when you were starting to get into this lineup.
Yeah.
In the course of that, what have you learned about what guys that are that good do? I guess basically, like what's the difference in guarding the people you're guarding now than what you were guarding before, and how have you grown to figure out how to defend them?
It's definitely big. It's a big difference. Like guarding first unit guys, kind of know, you got an idea of what they're capable of and what they kind of do. But I think my mindset is just you can't let them get comfortable. You kind of got to try to be as disruptive as possible, and just can't try not to let them get going. That's pretty much it.
To be on the court at the end of a game like that where you needed to make one last stop, does that go down as kind of one of your best NBA memories up to this point?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I kind of had to. In the moment I wasn't really thinking about it, but after I was like, that was pretty special. Like being on the court, meaningful minutes like that, and kind of having the trust of my teammates and coaches to kind of put me on the floor was pretty cool.
As you've gone back to look at maybe that specific defensive play, film, pros, cons, like did you do what you wanted to do, and how much did it help that Aaron kind of helping?
Nah, that was all Aaron. Yeah, he got by me. I obviously didn't want to foul and put him on the line, but yeah, Aaron saved the day for sure.
On the other end, you had scored to that point, the 2 free throws. You're very emotive when you miss at the line, so to actually make both of those in that moment like that after the stop, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, for the free throw line, I wouldn't say I struggled, but had missed more shots than I would have wanted to this year. So it was a good feeling to knock those down, but I just got to keep trusting myself.
You obviously saw those guys come back a lot last year, playoffs and regular season, everything like that. what did it mean to be a part of one like that? And I guess what did you sort of learn from playing with AA and Drew and Pascal in those moments? They've obviously been a part of a lot of comebacks. And what did you get from being, I guess, a part of one down the stretch?
Yeah, I think everyone was just so kind of level-headed. Not like riding any lows or riding any highs. It's just always kind of next play mentality, and that was something I definitely noticed. Even when we got those, Aaron and Drew made those big buckets, it was just like, now we got to get a stop. It wasn't anything. Didn't overreact to anything. So that was kind of the biggest thing, just being able to take punches and how to respond.
The anatomy of a comeback, when you're down 14, it kind of takes a lot of things to go well. How would you describe sort of the finish to that game?
I think it was more so that we, for lack of a better term, just never let go of the rope. I guess like we stayed in the game. We didn't give in when it seemed like the game wasn't going to go our way. Early on, it seemed like that it was just going to be that type of game. But obviously, last year this team had a lot of comeback wins, so it was fun to be a part of one of those.
So last year, Tyrese made a lot of those plays, and early this year in the clutch situations, it'd been go to Pascal. A little bit different in that it felt like every time, whether it was a stop or a score, it was somebody different.
Yeah.
How rewarding was that, and for you to be a part of it?
Well, I was going to say that's a great part of this team is like we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things at the right times. We got Drew who made that ridiculous shot. Felt like we all locked in on defense pretty well. Honestly, I don't remember the whole thing because it was kind of a whirlwind. It was really cool to be a part of.
Did you think your three was good the whole way?
It really teased me a little bit. I was like, it's good. Nope. Yes. No. So I think each of the points counted individually of the three. It was like 1, 2, 3. Stayed on the rim.
And I know you always have to be ready, but the last week has been kind of like big swings in terms of the Atlanta game and then being on the court late. What's your mindset just as you're going through kind of waiting for your opportunity?
It's been my career. I've been in situations where I play a lot of minutes one game, then a little the next game. I've been in the G League where I would play a ton of minutes in the G League and then move up and not play at all. It feels pretty normal, honestly. So just got to stay ready, and that's kind of my job description. So.
Did it track kind of with the way Rick explained how it was going to go for all you guys at the center?
Yeah, I mean, we have a fluid lineup. We've been playing some teams that play small. Like, it makes sense. And I think, everybody knows that things could change in an instant. They could go big, and then we got to change things up. So it's just, got to get used to that, or you have to be used to that.
It sure seems like you and the other centers are close despite always rotating minutes. How is that, for lack of a better term, center room become friends this season?
It's awesome. I mean, shout out to Tony Bradley. We're bummed he's not with us anymore. He's going to have a great situation somewhere else. I'm sure he's going to get picked up by somebody. But he was always just awesome. He was like just a guy who would be encouraging to everybody, especially all the bigs. We would all be tight as far as just talking to each other during games, figuring out what we needed to do. Micah's fit right into that. I've known Micah for a long time. I knew he would. And Zeke's just been awesome. He's had a lot of injuries that he's had to come back from, but he's been doing great, and he's fitting right back in.
Did you ever wonder in your life if people would ponder that you'd be in the dunk contest?
I remember watching dunk contests when I was a kid, thinking, man, that would be awesome. And I was kind of doubted it just because 7-footers typically are at a bit of a disadvantage just because dunks don't look as interesting. But that's why I got to go for weird and a little, like the reverse dunks always look a little bit strange anyways. So we'll see, hopefully. Fingers crossed.